Everyone, welcome to Basic Tech Repository. This is the place where technology meets simplicity. I'm glad you all clicked on this video to check on how to create a Microsoft account, or probably if you would like to know if it's really essential to have a Microsoft account, what are the benefits, what are the pros and cons. So we'll quickly dive into it. We'll have a quick overview on how to first of all go ahead and create one, add one, and then we'll focus on what are the pros and cons, and then you could decide if you would like to continue with a Microsoft account while working on a Windows computer, or if you're okay with a local account. The process is simple, definitely not complicated, even though it is. We're here to get that simplified for you. Now if you focus to the bottom left of the taskbar, you would see the search box in most of the cases. Now in my case, I've actually hidden it. I use Cortana's icon as search. This depends upon the kind of setting you've selected in the taskbar settings. So let's go ahead and click on this icon, which would pull up a search box. We go ahead and type the word add, and in the search results you'd see add, edit, or remove other people. Go ahead and click on that. Now here in this section to the right portion, if you carefully observe, there is your family and then there's other people. Now you might be confused about if you would like to add a family member or if you'd like to add someone else to this PC. Now this portion, if you reached until here without creating a Microsoft account, that definitely means that you've selected a local account in the initial setup of your computer. So over here, you could go ahead and add the account as a family member or as someone else. So if you would like to know the difference, description is given below under each of those headings. Let's go ahead and click on add someone else to this PC. Just take the cursor on the plus icon and go ahead and click on that, and then it takes a moment to pull up the next window. So over here, if you see, it'll ask you how will the person sign in, is it with an email address or a phone, so that is up to you. Now here, when it says email, you probably might think which email. So in case you have one already created, no matter whatever the domain is, let it be Gmail or AOL or any other email provider, you could go ahead and enter that here, because in order to have a Microsoft account, it does not require you to have one for sure at outlook.com or live.com or at hotmail.com. So in my case, if you look at here, we're entering a Gmail, and then once I clicked on next, if you observe, it says that it is not a Microsoft account because I've never used this to set up one. So let's go ahead and sign up for a new one. So once you click on that, it should bring up a new window. So the copy wouldn't work here, so you would have to re-enter the email address just in case you're thinking of copying the whole email address. Once you click on next, it will try to bring up the sign up page where it's trying to use your existing email address and trying to apply it as a Microsoft account so that you'd be able to use Windows, Office, Outlook, OneDrive, Skype, Xbox, and many other things. So go ahead, enter the email address, or if you've never had one, you could go ahead and click on get an email address there, and you could have one at outlook.com or hotmail.com. live.com is no more being given. I'm not sure the reason why, but those are the only two domains which are available at the moment. Now this password would be once and for all. So go ahead and ensure you meet the password requirements. So when I say once and for all, depends, it will only be changed until you go ahead and give a command to change it. later in the future. Now these options are up to you. You can enhance your online experience, or if you want promotional offers, you can check or uncheck once you've clicked on next. If you check that someone else has been added as a user to this PC. Now you could just click on that, and then you could change their roles if you want them to be as just another user, or if you would like them to be an administrator. Just in case if this is the first account, the new account you're adding here, then I would recommend you add it as an administrator, because you would eventually get rid of the local account. So having the administrator privileges is always awesome, because you could install stuff, you can make many changes, and you'll have complete control over the product. Please note that you could use this procedure to add other users in addition to your user account, or if you've unknowingly created a local account during the first time setup, you could go ahead and add a Microsoft account in this manner. In case you're on the first time setup on your computer, then it will give you the on-screen instructions of how to create one, just in case you do not have one, or use an existing one to convert it into a Microsoft account. So let's go ahead and quickly check. I frequently get this question. People keep asking, do we really need one Microsoft account? That is something I would definitely say is a personal opinion or choice. Now, the company would like us to have it so that we have access to many other features. But what outweighs our concern, or what outweighs our priority, is what really matters. So let's go ahead and quickly dive into some pros and cons, and then let's check about what each one, or each point, how much does it weigh, and then you could be the ultimate person who could decide whether you really want to go ahead, create one, or you would just like to stick with a local account. Now I've made up a difference chart here so that you could focus first on the pros, and then we could focus on the cons, and then the final verdict is what you can look at. That is something which is definitely my opinion, doesn't have to be yours. But then, since you'd be the ultimate person who makes the choice, since you own the product, you could go ahead and take the decision according to what outweighs your priority. Now if you focus on the pros, first and foremost, the important of all is, if you would like to have your settings synced across all your devices, like a laptop, a PC, a phone, or any other friends or relatives' computers, if you're trying to log in with your Microsoft account, then that syncs across all your settings. The second important thing if you look at is Cortana. Now that's again a personal choice. If you would like to have an intelligent personal assistant, which Microsoft Couch has, if you'd like it to do some daily tasks, take notes and stuff like that, you could go ahead and use that, provided that only comes into picture when you have a Microsoft account in place. Now the fourth one, if you look at, you could use the awesome cloud feature, which is OneDrive. Now when I say awesome, the reason why I term it as awesome is just because for every ID they gave a 5 gigabytes free storage. Now if you would like to expand it, there is a monthly subscription and a yearly subscription, but that is totally up to you. You might come up saying Gmail from Google, or probably some other provider, gives you close to like 15 gig. Now I'm not here to talk about competition, but that's a personal choice, but this is what you get. If you look at the last point, like we've mentioned earlier, man, if you would like to use Skype, Office, Bing, Outlook, along with OneDrive, all of these features, even to just sign into it, a Microsoft account is required. So that's how essential Microsoft has made its account to be in picture. Now we've looked at all the pros. Let's focus on the cons and try to understand why many people raise a concern about this, and then that'll help you decide if you would like to go for it or not. Now, as you see here on the image which I've pulled up, the first thing and the only thing under cons is the privacy. And there are many things under privacy which I would like to elaborate. Make a choice. When we talk about privacy, the first and foremost thing, whenever you use a Microsoft account to log into your computer, it definitely records the date when you've signed in, the time when you've signed in, the place from where you've signed in, no matter whichever computer it is. If it's a family one or if it's an external one, the IP address, what operating system it is using, and the browser information. So all of these are being saved on Microsoft database. So there is a timeline which is being saved. The last 2 points I would like to focus about is to let you know that if you've enabled to sign in to different devices, to different apps, to different social networking accounts, all of this data would be saved. So if you really need all these features, then please go ahead and create a Microsoft account. Thank you for watching Basic Tech Repository. Stay tuned for more tech videos simplified for you.